If you complete these 5 tasks I'm about to tell you to do every day, I guarantee you will lose fat. Now, I know that's quite a bold claim to make, so I want to start this video by telling you all who I am and why I'm making the claims that I'm making. So my name is Ryan, and I've been going to the gym now for 10 years, so I've got a lot of experience in the health and fitness space, and I'm a qualified personal trainer, and you'll be able to see my qualifications on the screen right now. I've had multiple successful fat loss phases myself, which you'll also be able to see on the screen now, and I've been able to help multiple clients of mine to achieve their goals and lose fat. So now that I've proved my credibility to you all, I'll start off with the first task I'm going to get you to do, which is walk 8,000 to 10,000 steps every day. Now, I know you've heard this many times, but stay with me because I'm going to tell you exactly why you should do this. But first off, I want to say if you are tracking your steps, you're going to want to do this with your phone health app or an Apple Watch or Garmin or whatever sort of fitness watch you want. I think using a fitness watch is better because then you can sort of see it all the time and it's a constant reminder to get your steps in. So that's what I would recommend. And the reason why I say 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day is because you're going to typically burn around 400 to 500 calories per day by doing 8,000 to 10,000 steps. And we'll get onto this a little bit more later, but what you might not know is that 1 pound of fat is the equivalent to around 3,500 calories. So if you're doing nothing else but walking 10,000 steps a day and burning those 500 calories every day, you're going to be losing a pound of fat every week without doing anything else. You can keep your diet exactly the same at your maintenance calories, and if you just do these steps, you'll start to lose that fat every week. Task number 2 that I want you to do is 15 minutes to 1 hour's worth of cardio every day. Now, we'll get into more detail on energy balance soon, but with these first couple of tasks that I'm getting you to do, I essentially want you to be burning more calories every day to make your diet even easier. Now, because you're doing this every single day, you're going to need to do low intensity, low impact cardio, and some examples of this are incline walking on a treadmill, the stationary bike, or the cross trainer. Now, some of these things you can get at home and you can sort of habit pair them. Whilst you're watching TV every night, for example, or Netflix or whatever it is that you watch, you could be using your stationary bike at home, or you could get out a treadmill, or you could get walk pads as well. That is also a thing that you could buy. I'll potentially link some of those things in the description for you. I'm not affiliated or anything, but if you want some cardio equipment at home so that you can do your cardio whilst you do your daily activities that you normally do, like watching TV, there will be some options for you in the description. So obviously, if you're doing 15 minutes to 1 hour of cardio a day, and the reason why I've put such a broad range there of times is because it depends on how physically fit you are. If you're just starting out with cardio, I wouldn't want you to do 1 hour a day. It would be a lot to ask. So if that's you and you're just starting out, go for around 15 minutes of cardio per day. If you do go for the 1 hour or you bump up your time, what it's going to do is increase your cardiovascular health. And the more cardio you do, the more calories you'll burn, and the more calories you burn, the more weight and of course fat you're going to lose. Or you could use the rowing machine, or you could even go on a hike if you want to get yourself outdoors a little bit more as well. Okay, so moving on to task number 3. So task number 3 is going to be tracking your calories. Now, I know this is something that's quite tedious, but if you don't know how many calories you're eating per day, then how are you going to know that you're not eating too many calories in order to lose weight? Now, we talked about energy balance a little bit here, and I'll go into more detail on it right now. But first of all, if you're going to be eating in a calorie deficit, which is what I'd recommend you do, and one of the main reasons why you're going to be tracking your calories, you're going to need to find out your maintenance calories. Now, to do this, I'll link a calorie calculator in the description. It's called caloriecalculator.net. You can fill out your details on there and it will give you a figure for how many calories you should eat based on your height, your weight, your gender, and a few other details as well. Once it's given you your maintenance calories, what I'd recommend, you don't want to be dieting too hard because it will make it too difficult to stick to. Just take away around 300 to 500 calories depending on how many calories you have. Now, if your maintenance calories is 1,500, say, compared to someone else like myself, for example, who's quite a big guy, my maintenance calories are probably more like 2,500. I would probably take away 500 calories. But if you're already on a maintenance calories of say 1,500, then taking away like 300 calories should be more than enough. And hopefully, if you're doing the first 2 tasks of getting your steps in and doing your cardio, you should be able to eat a few more calories. So to track your calories, you'll need an app for this. I've always used MyFitnessPal. I've used MyFitnessPal for years and they've always been reliable. Again, it's not a sponsorship or an affiliation or anything like that. I'm just telling you what I've used and had success with, which has been MyFitnessPal. It's really easy to use. You can put meals in, you can put recipes in, so you can literally go onto the app. If you have the same foods every day, find your meal or recipe and click add, and it's as easy as that. The stuff will already be there for you. If you're eating something that's individual, like maybe you don't eat it that much, maybe a snack or something like that, you can also scan the barcode and MyFitnessPal will pick up on what that item is and tell you how many calories are in there. It's a really easy app to use, and like I say, I've used it for years, so that's what I would recommend. But there are other calorie tracking apps out there that you can use, such as Macro Factor. I know that one's pretty good, by Jeff Nippard, and there are other ones out there as well, but my personal recommendation would be MyFitnessPal. And like I say, with fat loss, it is directly linked to weight loss. You can't really lose fat without losing weight, because otherwise, where is the fat going to go? The fat weighs something. I hope this kind of makes sense, because I feel like it's been really complicated by fitness influencers and fitness TikToks and all of that type of stuff. But fat weighs something. If you're going to lose weight, it's got to come from somewhere. You can't really gain weight and lose fat, because then where would the extra weight come from? I hope that I'm making this simple, right? So you need to lose weight in order to lose fat. And like I say, it's an energy balance thing. So the first couple of tasks that we've done, we've tried to focus on upping your energy output, which is going to mean that you can eat more calories whilst also being in that deficit. So say, for example, your maintenance calories are 2,000. If you were to try and lose a pound of fat a week, you need to eat 1,500 calories. And then the extra 500 calories that you don't get each day, your body will take from your fat stores. It will take some from your muscle as well. And it's a good point on that as well. You do want to try to eat about 1.2 to 1.7 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every day to try and maintain your muscle mass. And you also want to be working out as well, which we'll get onto in the following task. I'll talk about that in more detail. So task number 4 is going to be doing some form of physical activity every day. Now, this doesn't have to be weightlifting, but personally, I'd recommend getting in at least 3 weight sessions per week. The reason why is because of what I was discussing about in the previous task, that we don't want to be losing muscle mass whilst we're going through this weight loss process and losing fat. We want to be minimizing the amount of muscle we lose and maximizing the amount of fat we lose whilst we're losing weight. And the best way to do that is by telling your body essentially that you need that muscle that you've currently got. And the best way to do that is through doing some form of physical activity such as weightlifting. Now, if you do need any programs to help you with weightlifting, if it's something you're not particularly used to, if you want to find a muscle building plan that's optimal and going to give you the maximum amount of gains, then I have those type of plans available on my website, and you can go check them out by using the link in the description. I've got a few plans there, including a completely free plan that you can pick up if you want to just get a taste for the type of stuff that I offer. This flexible plan that I offer for free gives you a 3-day, a 4-day, and a 5-day workout split, which you can do simply by having a pair of dumbbells, which means you can either do it in the gym or you can do it at home. So please do check that out. If anything, it's completely free to have a look at, so you might as well. And if you do like that, you could potentially have a look at some of my more advanced programs. I've got a muscle building plan that's coming out very soon. In fact, when this video goes live, it should be out now. You can check that out on my website as well. There is a strength building plan, there is a fat loss plan, there's a lot of stuff on there that you can benefit from, so do check that out. So with this, I would recommend you training around 3 to 5 times a week. You don't want to be training every day because your body does need some time off to recover, especially if you're doing quite intense sessions. So on the days that you're not working out, what I'd recommend, either do maybe some higher impact cardio like running, or if running's not for you, you could use these days to perhaps swim, play a sport, or even just get a stretch and mobility routine in there to make sure that you're remaining flexible despite the fact that you're now working out, or continuing to work out if you're already working out at the moment. So the main purpose behind this task is to make sure you're keeping your muscle mass, or perhaps growing more muscle if you're new to the gym. It's going to be hard to build muscle when you're in a deficit, but not impossible, especially if you're new to lifting. So don't go in with that mindset that you're just simply trying to keep the muscle that you currently have, because you can actually build it, especially if you're newer to the gym, as long as you have the right plan. So the main purpose is to make sure we minimize the amount of muscle we lose in our deficit, whilst we have the goal of losing fat. And also doing these sessions is going to burn a few more calories. So again, we're going to tip the scale in favor of your calories out compared to your calories in. Okay, and your final task, if you do all 5 of these tasks, I can absolutely guarantee you that you are going to be losing fat. The final task I need you to do is to weigh yourself and take progress pictures every day. My most successful fat losses that I've done, and my clients as well, have come from when they've been weighing themselves every day in the morning when they wake up, and taking progress pictures. Now this is simply an accountability step. Doing these tasks isn't going to directly make you lose weight, but it's going to be a psychological thing. If you know you got to weigh yourself every day, you're always in that mindset of, I'm trying to lose weight, this is my goal, and we're going to see tomorrow if we've made any progress. Now if you do go about this approach, please do not take it to heart if you weigh yourself in the morning and you've gone up in weight, because there are multiple factors that can affect your weight, including how much water you're holding on to. Perhaps the day before you had a few more carbs, now you're holding on to a bit more water. Just because your weight goes up on one day, it doesn't mean that you're not making progress. So make sure that if you are doing this step, obviously it's good for accountability and having that constant reminder of your goal. If you're weighing yourself every day, just simply look at the numbers and potentially write them down. So what I did when I was doing my previous fat loss phase is I would write down my weight every single day, and I would just make sure it's trending downwards. Now your weight's not going to go, if we're going from this side, it's not going to go from top to bottom straight down like that. You know, you're not going to be able to draw a line straight through all your weigh-ins and it's just going to be loss after loss every single day. It's going to look something more like this. You know, it's going to be a wavy line. Some days are going to be higher, some days your weight's going to be lower, but over time you will see your weight start to come down. So as long as you understand that, weighing yourself every day can be a great tool for accountability, and taking progress photos every day is going to be the exact same thing. The main reason I recommend taking progress pictures every day is because it gives you a chance to check in with yourself every day and see your progress. I know that it's not a nice thing to do, especially if you're unhappy with your body, but looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing what you currently look like is a great way to know where you're at and where you need to be. It's a constant reminder of what you're currently working with, and it should serve as a motivator to work on your goals, especially as you're taking progress pictures day by day. I remember the last time I did this, I was comparing my day 1 to say my day 20, my day 50 for example, and when you see that progress on pictures, it's such a great motivator, and it's something that motivated me to keep going and going. As you're taking more and more progress pictures and you look back at where you were before, it gives you that real-time timeline of how you're improving over time. And I know it's going to sound hard right now, taking your day 1 progress photos is not going to be nice likely, but it's a necessary step to make sure you know where you're at currently and where you want to be. And again, this whole step is all about accountability. Weighing yourself and taking a progress picture every day is that constant reminder that you are working towards this goal of losing fat. And as you see the weight and the progress pictures go down and get better over time, it's only going to serve you more and more and motivate you more and more to keep going. And that's why I believe you should do that task. And that brings us to the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I say, if you do these 5 tasks every single day, I can guarantee you will lose fat and you will make progress towards your goal. If you've enjoyed this video and you would like more of my help, I do offer one-to-one coaching, so please leave me a message on my Instagram or my TikTok. They'll both be linked in the description of this video. And if there's another video that you would like me to make, I can always make free content on here to help you guys out. If there is a video you'd like me to make, leave it in the comment section. Let me know what you guys want to know, what you guys would like to see a video on, and I'll make that video for you. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please do leave a like rating if you enjoyed it, and like I say, comment anything you would like to see in the future on this channel. Thank you and goodbye.